going to make a chipboard cover, and I'm going to give you the measurements because the first take was wrong with the measurements. So these are the correct measurements. So we're going to cut 1 time 1/3. As you can see, I first gave you 101. So it's a 1/3 by 8/1/4 of an inch. 1 time, that's for the spine. And 2 times 5/13/16. That's a little bit larger than a 5/3 by 8/1/4 of an inch. So those are the measurements to create the chipboard cover. Yay! And when that is all ready, that goes right in here. I love it, love it, love it. Now on the other side, because we do have here something, I'm not just sure what I want there. We also can make a folio instead of an album. So we're gonna wait for that. So stay tuned. Okay guys, let's see. I definitely gonna do something with chipboard, of course. So we're gonna make a nice little album with these sizes. So I cut mine with 1/3 by 8/1/4. I'm just gonna check. It was in 2/3. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So guys, I think 1/3. That's no, it's a 2/3. So guys, so my chipboards are 2/3 by 8/1/4 of an inch, and we do need that once for the spine. And you're gonna cut 2 times. Yeah, it's an odd size, but that was just exactly the middle of my A4 pieces. So it's a 5/13/16. It's a little bit larger than a 5/3 by 8/1/4 of an inch. Check, check, check. Always everything double check. Yep, an 8/1/4. So these are the sizes where I'm gonna make the cover of a mini album with. I am gonna use just a black. And let's see how many. I think 2 will do. Yeah, I think we'll manage that. All right, first of all, let's see, the height is, I always do a 1 inch around, so that's the first thing. For those who follow me longer than today, you absolutely know what I'm gonna do, making an album. But for those who are new to my channel, I always film everything. So I'm gonna apply these together with double-sided tape. Here we go. I'm gonna start with the middle one. Try to add my glue as equal as possible. Alright, place this in the middle. Let's go to this piece. Do the same thing, adding glue all the way around. Yep, there is that little piece again. Thought I cleaned it yesterday, but there it goes again. Alright, we're gonna stay away. Well, the chipboard is 2mm, and I always like to leave a 4mm, 3 to 4mm away from each other so the chipboard can do its job. I think I am just gonna use my needle because I don't want to wait. But here it goes again. No, I definitely need to clean it. Alright. There's something in here that needs to be cleaned. And it's a very old needle. I only use it for my glue. Alright, let's see if that does it. Go. The reason why I do this with my fingers is that it's spread a little bit better, so I don't have any glue bumps. Oh, this is very short. Oh, okay. Alright. Should have taught that a little bit better, but it's okay. We can do it. We can do this. God, the glue is around, but I definitely want to burnish this down. That is why I really quick cleaned the bottle, because I still want to burnish this down as quickly as possible, so the glue is nicely attached to the black paper. Here we go. Now for the corners, there are tools for that, but I always just cut till 2mm away from this corner. And then I just go to the other side. That's just how I like to do it. But you also can use a knife or a tool. Just always stay 2mm away from that chipboard. Alright, next thing I do like to use chipboard. Not chipboard. Tape. Keeps it quicker attached to the chipboard. Go. Wait just a second. Here we go. Alright, this one was here we go. Alright, now I like to start the longer side. So I'm just gonna pick it up and I'm just gonna rub it in with my fingers till I have this nicely fold down to the chipboard. Now I'm gonna place my glue against the chipboard, and then of course also a little at the top. Here we go. Then I'm going to start in the middle, and now the tape is really handy that it keeps to the chipboard way faster than only using wet glue, but that is totally up to you what you like. This is just how I like to work. The tape gives it right away. Alright, let's do this one right here. Here we go. I always start in the middle and then my way out. Still burnish everything down. Okay. While these are still wet, I like to go in with my bone folder to increase these edges very nice and crispy. Just push it down gently, not too hard, otherwise you're gonna ruin your chipboard and you don't want that. Okay, now let's go to the sides. What I like to do, as you see, that's why we had that 2 millimeters away from the corner. That makes you have this little piece right here. And what I like to do is just fold it around the corner. Same thing here, around the corner, and make it flat. Again, bend it around the chipboard, peel off the tape, add glue to the side, and again start in the middle. The tape holds it down, burnish it down. Now I like to squeeze the corner with my bone folder. Clean all the edges with the glue and burnish this down as well for a nice crispy edge. Here we go. There you have a perfect corner. Now my short piece right here, again, just fold it around. This is a challenge, but the tape will help me. Alright, same thing. And here we go. Alright, so then my last piece, I'm just going to go in with my bone folder, but I do have a nice round one. So if you have a smaller one, a thinner one, just be careful pushing this inside. Then you just can fold this. Same thing here. Push that paper inside and just fold it. And there you have your little album. And if I... Oh my gosh. No, 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 no. It was a 1/3/4. It was because our... Oh, no, 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 no. Yes, it was because this was a 2. Oh my goodness. Why did I ever change this? This definitely was a 1/3/4. Oh my goodness. Because this was a 2. Yep. I need to change this. just gonna tear it all down because this is now definitely does not fitting. Okay. Oh, how stupid of me. How stupid of me. Alright. Redo it. Okay guys, next thing that we are going to make, I definitely need to do this right now because I tested it out and now it's in my brain, so I definitely need to do this right now, otherwise I don't think that I remember. So I'm gonna give you the measurements, but I first go show you what I did. So we're gonna make the closure. This is just a little piece because I told you we're not gonna make any drawers. I don't want that. So that was my testing piece. So we are going to cut, let's see, yeah, I think it was a 6/5 of an 8 by 6/5 of an 8. But don't pinch me on the measurements because I am gonna show you what I thought it would be and then I'm gonna write it down. So the first score I think is gonna be a 7/8, and then the next one is gonna be a 1 inch further, so it's a 1/7/8. And oh yeah, wait, just we can do this right away. Then the plan was a 2/7/8, but I want to make it 2/7/8 is too small. Not too small, but a bit small. And a 3 inches too wide. So it's gonna be an in-between. So how do I score that? That's difficult to explain on my scoreboard. But so this is my last fold line that I just made. So I'm gonna place this not on my 0, but on the right side of the 0. Just a millimeter. Just a millimeter. 1.5 millimeter. I'm gonna have this on my right side of my 0 right here, and then I'm gonna score a 2/7/8. And now if you're gonna put this on your 0, please check that you do have the in between the 2/7/8 and the 3, if that's correct. Then slide this. I'm gonna do the same 7/8 first. And a 1/7/8, so the next one is a 1 inch. I'm gonna place this again on the right side of the 0 and then score a 2/7/8. You can check it, place this on the 0, and then you still have that all in between. Alright, then I need to make sure that I have these as well. So this is also 1 inch. So I'm just gonna place this, let's say, on my 3, and then I can score on the 2. Same thing with this one. I'm gonna place this on my 3. I also can put this on my 2 and then score 1. So the inner pieces needs to be 1 inch and the outer needs to be a little smaller, and that's a 7/8. And then the inside is a little bit bigger than a 2/7/8 and a little bit smaller than a 3 inch. Oh yeah, if that makes sense. But if I can't measure this, guys. I can't tell you, well, it's a 6/5 of an 8 by 6/5 of an 8. That's true. But the score lines definitely does not work this way. So I definitely needed to explain this. Alright, so yeah, that's actually what it is. I'm gonna show you one more time. So 6/5 of an 8. Wow, wait just a sec. I'm first gonna show you and then I want to give you the measurements and then we can do that all together. I think that's the case. That's maybe. Alright, again, let's fold everything first. Yeah, sometimes we just need to adjust things. to make it work. And maybe making a drawer is working, but I don't want to. I want something else. I want to make a little door, something. Alright, that's ready. Now what we're gonna cut. I'm just gonna cut on my left side of the score line, and on this side of course on the right side. So I'm gonna cut down the squares in the corners, but I am gonna leave the score line out. You don't need those. Here we go, last corner. This is what we want. Alright, we're gonna do 3 sides, glue this down on 3 sides. I'm gonna do a quickie with this one. Oh, and then it's out. Always the case. God, this is the reason why I don't use this that much, because it takes forever to put a new piece in. Alright, but yeah, it is quick when it's working, because look at that, love it. Oh, that was a little piece still from it. Alright, 3 pieces I have. Oh yep, then we are going to cut and reinforce pieces. Let's see, this is my leftover, this is too short. Alright, so let's grab another piece. Alright, so yeah, 2 7/8. Let's check. Yeah, I think we can. Let's cut it a little bit smaller than a 2 7/8. Just again, between the 2 3/4 and a 2 7/8. If that makes sense. Yep. Sizes, I'm terrible. Measurements, I know, but because sometimes it just needs an in-between. Oh. Okay, that was the postman. And the funny thing is, 3 dogs are running right away to the living room and the kitchen, where normally I will open my door because that is the normal way to go out. But they didn't they didn't remember that I also have a door right here, because it's my old dad, not my old dad, but my old house from my old, yeah, okay, you get the picture. And I already have a door right here, and they should know, because if they need to go out, I use this door. So it was just funny that I all 3 of them, woof woof woof, right away to the living room and the kitchen, instead of I could now easily go out to this door. Oh my goodness, yeah, it was funny. Okay, so I'm gonna reinforce these little pieces. Where's my glasses? Yes, that's so much better. Yeah, it was just funny, guys. You just needed to go. It was so funny. They all 3 ran after each other. Oh, the postman, yeah. We can bark now. Oh no. The person who has dogs knows maybe that they need to say, you need to stay inside, you don't go out because it's a postman. Normally I would say that as well, but now I didn't, because they went in front of me right away to the kitchen. God, dogs can make you happy. Alright, so now this is very nice and sturdy, which I love, and we're still gonna do, of course, design papers on when it's ready. And if you're gonna put this in front of you, just test it out if it fits. I hope it's not too big. No, it just fits amazingly well. Look at that. Aha, okay. But of course we need to put something on. And I was, well, maybe we even, I don't know exactly, but I think we need to cut down just a tiny little triangle for this one, just a tiny bit, but you can just test it out if it's needed. I think it's needed, but so if you have that, just put it in. Yeah, then it's definitely going in easily. Yep, definitely. All right, so I have tested out to have something that you can put your fingers in, but yeah, I don't know, but then it looks like this. But somehow I was not happy with it. So I thought maybe a little piece, a little brad is nicer to grab on. I think that's even better. But that's totally up to you. If you're gonna do this, because I already, where is my other one? I also made this one, but because this is very thick, I can cut this very nice. So yeah, and maybe you have a punch, a wound punch thing, I call that. Like this, but that definitely does not work on 6 layers of papers. Then I thought, well, let's make a triangle then, but I was not feeling that as well. So I think I like this way much better. So once we are done, we are going to add a brad in here. Hallo? Liefzijne? Zijn jullie aan het spelen? Okay. So yeah, I think that's a marvelous idea. And of course this does not have to be this long. Maybe I'm gonna cut this down, but well, maybe the longer the better, because we are going to glue this down right here soon as we are ready to do this. Once they are have design paper on. I don't know, the sides I don't think so, but the front and back I definitely do, and maybe this top as well, but we'll see about that. So we need to be remaking 6 of these guys, so I'm gonna write some measurements down for you, but as I told you, it's a little bit mixed up, a little bit different, but this is going to be the closure for the little square ones. Yep, I like it. I like it. All right, so I'm gonna write something down for you guys and then I'll be back. Okay guys, if this makes sense, but write it down if you like. So we're gonna cut 6/5 of an 8 by 6/5 of an 8 inch. And then we score 7/8 first and then a 1/7/8. And then we're gonna score that 2/7/8 plus. So it's not a 3, it's not a 2/7/8, but in between. All right, so that's yeah. So not a 3, but yeah, I'm not gonna write that down because then you think it's 2/7/8 plus a 3 inch, but that's not. All right, I'm gonna show you one more time, and then the other ones you can do that yourself. So we're gonna cut a 6/5 of an 8 by 6/5 of an 8. Alright, that we have. So we're gonna start with the 7/8 and a 1/7/8. You can turn this around already because we definitely need to do that on this side as well. 7/8 and 1/7/8. Now you would say, if you do this again, but that's not the case, because then you definitely have it not perfect. So make sure that this side is going to be on your white side of your 0. So just move it around, and then I'm going to score 2 7/8. And if you're going to check, place this on your 0, and then you will definitely have your score line between the 2 7/8 and the 3 inch. Okay, so let's do that on this side as well. On this side as well. So you're gonna make the score line right here, the in between 2 7/8, the in between the 2 7/8 plus. Alright, and then you still need to score a 1 inch from here. So I need a score line that is 1 inch right here. So I'm just gonna place this on the 3, and now I'm gonna score at the 2. Same thing here. I do need another score line that's 1 inch. There you go. And there you have it. There you have it. That's the thing that we want to have. And we do need it 6 times, guys. So one last time, because yeah, I do need 6 times. So 6 5/8 by 6 5/8. You still can make a drawer if you like. That's totally up to you, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something different this time. So a 7/8 and a 1 7/8. Then I'm going to place this down over my 0, and I'm going to score a 2 7/8. Turn it around, score a 7/8 and a 1 7/8. Place this on your 0 and score a 2 7/8. And then we do need to make those 1 inches. It's that simple. And then we can fold and glue everything together to create this. Yep. Alright, guys. Oh yeah, and these little guys right here. So a small 2 7/8, I think it was. What did I say? It was 2 7/8, I think. Well, anyway, that reinforced everything nicely, and with the design paper on it, it's definitely nice and tight. Yes, let's do that. Okay, guys, I am going to start to make some pages on here. I can't wait to finally get started with the design paper. The rest will all come together, but I definitely want to feel my fingers on the design paper. So I'm gonna start with the pages, guys. So I came up with, not I came up, but these measurements, and we're gonna do the waterfall system again. That's ages ago that I did that, so we're gonna do that this time because it's a small album, so not a big deal of making tunnels. So what we're gonna do, let me first show you. I'm gonna cut 11 5/8 by 8, and then we're gonna score 1/2 inch 7/8 and 6 1/4. All right, so 11 5/8. That's just a tiny little of a normal A4 by 8. And then we are going to score 1/2 inch 7/8 and 6 1/4. Okay, let's fold it all. And then this one goes to the front. And then you will have still that space that leaves your papers a little flat and a nice opening page. So that's the base. Shall we do that one more time together? So 11/5 by 8. And then we score 1/2 inch, 7/8, and a 6/1/4. That is that. Let's fold everything. Why do I have a little gusset? I just used to that for the tunnels to make the pages more flat. If I only do that half a normal hinge, then the pages are, I don't like that. Alright, so we're gonna need 4 of these, so I already have these. So yeah, 4 pages, guys. Check, check, check everything, if everything is okay. Because you never know with me. Alright, they are all the same. So let's see what we can do on here. So just put 3 away. Let's get started. So you can, if you want, it's not necessary, but if you want, you can add already some tape on the 1/2 inch hinges. But you also can do that later. Maybe you want to flip it. Maybe you want to add this at the back. Then you had to do your tape on this side. So it's you can do that later. It's no need to do that right away. Alright, so our first one goes open. So let's see, what can we do? I'm not gonna make them too thick, of course, because we're gonna do each time a 1/2 inch. Yeah, I gathered. I was searching the measurements, what I like. I thought, well, shall I do 3 pages or 4 pages? And I think I will go for the 4. Well, I already cut 4 pages. So if I glue these a little close to the edge, then we can do that. So. Not too bulky pages, not too many activity, but I still hope to stay without my limits. Not without my limits, in my limits. No, that's also not. No, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I hope to stay within my normal thing. Alright, but we're gonna keep it simple. Because we already have so much in this project. Okay, stay tuned.